Hello, everybody. It's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I've been missing for a little while because I've been fulfilling a campaign. I've been doing a lot. There are things you don't even know yet that I can't say much about. But what I can tell you is I have a special announcement at the end of this video that you're not going to want to miss. So stick around. But I want to go over our, let's see, one, two, probably four stories that I should have talked about during this time while I've been MIA and I didn't talk about. So here I am. I'm going to talk about it for you today. And we're going to start out with just one comment. That is, why is it that the solution for Marvel or DC, it doesn't matter, mainstream comic books, when their characters get boring, when they run out of ideas, they have to just turn it into a sword fight or a sword fight. Why do they have to do that at DC Comics? I don't know. Marvel does the same. So there's that. Second thing, Image Comics issues a statement after the union vote by staff. What? The staff got together and voted to create a union, a more perfect union than what Image was before. And not only that, they said, line one here, Image has always believed in the fair and equitable treatment of staff and has always strived to support employees to the best of our company's ability with regard to their employment. Okay, so this is what Image Comics says, because the complaint was that Image Comics was always supposed to be about the staff and treating staff fairly. Where have you been? No, it hasn't. It's always been about creators leaving Marvel Comics to make their own thing. It's been about creators who are doing this as really their own thing. They're working on commission alone. That is it. Because they knew they could make more by selling their own books. They could make more with commission than they could by getting paid the regular old page rate that they were getting for Marvel. And that scared a lot of people. Now what it looks like is apparently Image employees are trying to build what Marvel used to look like, and that is everyone else getting paid and it being lifted on the shoulders of the creators. So how's that for some interesting twist? Is it a good idea? No. I don't know anybody that think this is a good idea, and besides the anonymous names that came out saying this. But I hope that all their communist wildest dreams come true. In the meantime, here's the next story. This is actually a lot more recently. November 3rd, Indiegogo switches gears to more closely screen crowdfunding campaigns. Uh-oh, that has me worried. So basically what they're saying is, and I'm going to fill in the blanks here a little bit, that is that people don't trust Indiegogo. Now, is that all people? No, clearly not. I trust Indiegogo. You probably trust Indiegogo. Many people do. But the general public or word on the street is that Indiegogo is a place where you go to get scammed. Now, that's not clearly not true. And there have been some pretty famous scams and fails on Kickstarter. But none of this actually has to do with comics, at least not that I'm aware of. I think that this actually has to do with those larger campaigns that are for, inventions that people are coming up with technology. We're talking about multi-million-dollar campaigns that come up and just don't deliver. And Indiegogo says, candidly, we have not always lived up to our backers' expectations. Yikes. What a thing to say. They continue on here. Crowdfunding is not shopping. People generally understand that. I'm going to stop you right there because I don't think so. I think there might be some people that don't, but I think in a whole, people are expecting that if you back a crowdfunding campaign, you're going to get the item that you backed. That is the presumption. That's the expectation, and rightly so. I'm going to let you continue now. They say, but it also shouldn't be a leap in the dark. So it's not shopping, but it's also not a leap in the dark. I think if you're fulfilling campaigns, then that's fantastic. But what concerns me here on a small level and potentially a large level is all it takes for Indiegogo is one policy change. And that could be, hey, if you have an Indiegogo campaign that's not fulfilled, then you can't launch another campaign. That would actually stunt many a career right now in crowdfunded comics. And probably more than I first realized. The more I think about it, how many people run multiple campaigns. Technically, I've got Fatal up. Progress is being made. Check the updates. But it's not fulfilled. In the meantime, we did Downcast 3 and fulfilled it. I have the last international backers to go out. I'm just waiting for approval from this intermediary. It's bureaucracy that I did not invent. But the rest of the packages are going to go out very soon. And then everybody will have their books that'll be finished. And so, how they're going to determine what is a safe campaign or a safe campaign manager that they're willing to allow to make books or not, it's going to come down to a policy. And that policy could be very damaging to comic books, even though it might not be intentional, or it might not matter at all. So I'm not going to get up in arms about it. I'm going to wait and see what happens. However, if for some reason things at Indiegogo change enough that crowdfunding comic books on Indiegogo just is not the same that as it used to be, and it makes it basically impossible to actually have a career doing so, then I'm actually not surprised. I figured that was eventually going to happen, and people eventually are going to have to go to their own websites. Ultimately, you can't rely on a company. So I'm not going to stress out about it too much, but definitely keep an eye on it because it is big news. One more story: comic book creators turn to NFTs. This is one thing I've been meaning to talk about because I am hearing about this constantly, and not from comic book creators. I'm hearing about it from just businessmen in general. There's a lot of people looking at NFTs for a lot of reasons, and many of those are investors. Now, initially, I think about NFTs and I think, what's the point? I would not want to buy an NFT. But that's where it doesn't matter. If there's somebody willing to buy it, the price is set and it will go up, based on demand by how many people want to purchase those NFTs. And so there are actually comic book creators right now. I know Mike Miller's on there doing NFTs and making very good money. And there are already artists out there making a killing. Not only that, I can tell you right now, I've got an acquaintance I know who said his son was able to pay for his trip to Hawaii by just buying and selling, I think they call it scalping, NFTs. So, yeah, I mean, there are people making a lot of money on here, and the more that it happens, the more prices could very well go up. And again, like any cryptocurrency, it's kind of like you just don't know. But I think the more that I look at it, why not? Why not? So I'm probably going to do some NFTs sometime soon, but I have some other important stuff to do first. So check that out. I'm learning more about NFTs. And I guess let me know in the comments below if you're buying NFTs, if that's something you're interested in, even if it's just like a matter of, speculation or whatever. I'm just curious if you're interested in buying them. I've actually met a lot of people that are. But look at this. What is that? Gods and Gears and Downcast on the same image. What I'm doing here is actually just a little perk, I guess. So what I want to do is something similar to a Black Friday sale. I'm going to run a very small campaign where you can pick up back, catalog of things. I've got trading card packs up there left over from previous campaigns that have just been here. I've got actually trading card singles. I've got standees, those acrylic standees that went out in the collector's bundles, things like that. So as soon as I get the rest of Downcast fulfilled, and once I get these items in my possession, I'm going to launch this campaign. So that means if you're new to Downcast, you can buy some stuff. Maybe you're missing some things from your collection, you can buy some stuff. And at the very least, we're doing a crossover trading card set. It's not a comic book, it's just a trading card set. Not just a trading card set, it's trading card set and Pogs. What? Yeah, Pogs. I just thought it would be a fun thing to try. So Gods and Gears is the angle that we're taking with Downcast. It was fun to see Nacho drew the art here, and he's got characters from Gods and Gears and characters from Downcast posing together on these cards that'll be available just on this short campaign. And it's a relatively pretty short print run of this and Pog sets with slammers. So if you're interested in that, I think it'll be a reasonable price. And if you're interested in getting a gift for somebody you know, I'm going to have some gift packages there as well. And, complete your collection, get everything you need to have, be up to date on Downcast essentially. And this new stuff, Gods and Gears and Downcast crossover cards. Part of this is one day I want to see about how the IP, this is always the difficult aspect of it, but how do you split IP or share it in order to do some kind of a crossover. So this is more of kind of testing the waters on how that would work. So far, Ryan Wynn has been really cool to loan me his characters for this campaign, and I hope that you all will back it for the cards and the pogs, and catch up on Downcast if you haven't yet. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. Let me know if I missed a story that I should have mentioned that I missed, and I'm going to try and be back better with making videos. I do have some packages to ship out, but like ridiculously close to being finished. So thanks very much, and I will see you in the next video.